When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek we talk, my people, Mek we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek we talk, people, Mek we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek we talk. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek we talk, my people, Mek we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek we talk, people, Mek we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek we talk. Hey, we're living in a world. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek we talk, my people, Mek we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek we talk, people, Mek we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Mek WI Talk program. How you all doing? Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We have a very interesting topic this afternoon. Negrill water crisis need urgent action. Also, we were told that the cultural center in Westmoreland is being torn down to build. They're going to build a prison down there. Very funny. I find it very funny, but you know, we're going to speak some more what is going on in Negrill. Tell all your friends and family that we're on, because we need to find out what is really going on. Why is it taking them so long to really solve Westmoreland water problem, in particular Negrill? They're going to take pipelines all the way from Trelawney straight into Negrill. The question must be asked why they can't take the water from the rolling river and other rivers, as what the future MP was saying. Well, this morning, or this afternoon, we're going to speak some more about it, because the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Michael Andrew Holness, is saying that he will make sure that Negrill get water. Now, the problem that we're facing is this, that although he say that, this morning, the residents of Westmoreland don't have any water, in particular Negrill. No water whatsoever. Well, let us all see what's going to happen. Because if they're going to say that they're going to give us water, but this morning, this big Sunday morning, A lot of people don't have any water in Negrill. That make any sense? No, it does not. We're going to listen to what the Prime Minister says in an audio clipping that he put out on his Facebook page about the water in Negrill. This is what he said.
The people of Negrill who are having a really difficult time, that plans are in place for Negrill to put in new pipelines, new plants.
This is the start of the 300-meter where the NWA will be fixing the road all the way back to West End. And this is where we will start our first leg of pipeline rehabilitation, where we have a 6 inches AC pipe. This will impact the entire West End in terms of increasing flow. It's an incremental part of what is to be done. Our long-term plan is to extend an 8 inches pipeline all the way to Haghaven to the West End end. And this is the first phase.
And we are working assiduously to address the problem. So I want to give hope to the residents of Negrill that your water situation is a priority for the government and we are addressing it.
It's a priority for the government and they're addressing it. But there is something that stands out in what he said. They're digging up the road all the way from, I think it's, I wouldn't say downtown Negrill, but all the way to Haghaven in Negrill to make sure that the west end of Negrill have water. Yes, I agree that there's some pipes that need to be changed and everything. But the fact of the matter is, it took them so long. Let's do what the Prime Minister said again, please.
The people of Negrill who are having a really difficult time, that plans are in place for Negrill to put in new pipelines, new plants.
This is the start of the 300-meter where the NWA will be fixing the road all the way back to West End. And this is where we will start our first leg of pipeline rehabilitation, where we have a 6 inches AC pipe. This will impact the entire West End in terms of increasing flow. It's an incremental part of what is to be done. Our long-term plan is to extend an 8 inches pipeline all the way to Haghaven to the West End end. And this is the first phase.
And we are working assiduously to address the problem. So I want to give hope to the residents of Negrill that your water situation is a priority for the government and we are addressing it.
There is something that Matthew Samuda, who's the Minister of Water, said, that they're going to give out drums and so forth. Yes, I agree that Negrill water, that the entire Jamaica water crisis didn't start under this government. It started way before us. Both political parties need help when it comes on to solving Jamaica's water crisis. But do you believe that they giving out black drums will solve Jamaica water crisis? Our Westmoreland water crisis? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I want you to listen to what Matthew Samuda is saying.
The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation has 2 major black tanks. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation has 2 major black tank initiatives underway. Now, the ministry is very clear that we need to build huge storage for the national level and certainly major community tanks for every community. It is why last year we started the process to build 3,000 water harvesting systems for those who couldn't afford it. We're doing it primarily on the eastern end of the island and distributing 3,000 black tanks as behind me to support these water harvesting systems for those who couldn't afford it. We understand that those who are most vulnerable and are in water scarce areas must have support from their government, and that is why this initiative is tailored to them. The Prime Minister, seeing the need and demand for these tanks, further expanded the program and launched a second program, which will see some 10,000 black tanks being distributed this fiscal year. Now, we are targeting those who live in water scarce areas who cannot afford these tanks to ensure that those who most need it are the beneficiaries of these black tanks. I want to assure the public that we have a social assessment program that assists with ensuring that those who most need it are indeed those who get these tanks. But your government is working around the clock on major national projects and at residential projects to ensure that Jamaica does become water resilient.
That Jamaica become water resilient. It's a shame that in 21st century Jamaica, in 2024, 2024, that our people have been crying for water. And these two political parties has done anything to assist our people. You remember this video circulating on social media? That people is saying to me, I must stop playing. But I will not stop playing. Listen to this.
It's now time for our bites of the week. They come from a Needham Pen St. Thomas resident. She was lamenting the water crisis in the area. Here's our bite of the week.
Bite of the week.
That is what Jamaicans has been going through. And if you dig up some more videos, you'll see people, down to the very tourists in Negrill, demonstrating with Negrill people for water. In this time and age. Huh? And you believe Matthew Samuda. I'm not saying that you are not doing in a sense trying to help, but you in your 2016 manifesto, Prime Minister Holness, you said that you will assist and you will alleviate Jamaica's water crisis. You will work on it and you will make sure that the water crisis in Jamaica will not be so dire. That's what you said in your 2020 or 2016 manifesto. Not me who said it. It is in your manifesto. The Jamaica Labour Party manifesto to the people of Jamaica. It is in your manifesto, sir. So how is it that our people are still crying for water? You all check the water from St. Thomas, truck it into Kingston, while the people of St. Thomas crying for water. You have Rolling River in Westmoreland. You have also the river in Westmoreland. And the people of Negrill and Westmoreland is still crying for water in 2024. In 2024, this big Sunday morning, hauling the water in the pipes in Negrill. While the people of the Vumva and the Vumva have water in their pipes, though, and who can afford tanks. The people have no water. Yet we're well renowned around the world as the land of wood and water. The land of wood and water. And how many people have water? How many people in our country have water? At this present time, no water whatsoever. Listen to what this lady is crying for, not me. Jeez.
It's now time for our bites of the week. They come from a Needham Pen St. Thomas resident. She was lamenting the water crisis in the area. Here's our bite of the week.
Bite of the week.
And to make matters worse, to make matters worse in Westmoreland, you know what they're planning to do in Westmoreland? Apart from water crisis in Westmoreland. Listen to what Mr. Ian Hales is saying that they plan to do in Westmoreland. The Labour Party is planning to do. Listen to this.
I'm at the Westmoreland Landilo Cultural Center in the parish of Westmoreland. I grew up as a boy going to this facility, and every cultural event used to happen at the Landilo Cultural Center. Everybody in Westmoreland, from Negrill, Landilo, right across the length and breadth of Westmoreland, traveled to the Landilo Cultural Center. The Landilo Cultural Center is now being replaced by a prison. The Landilo Cultural Center, where all the cultural activity takes place in the parish of Westmoreland, is now replaced by a prison. 5 miles up the road in Frome, the sports facility is being now used to house soldiers and army personnel. The sports facility in Frome. Also in Frome, we're building one of the largest prisons also to house criminals. And no further down the road in Little London, the Little London area, there's also a new police station that is being built. So there's 3 prisons that is being built in the parish of Westmoreland. One here at the Cultural Center, one in Frome, and one in Little London, for a couple of reasons. This facility could have been used to build a community training center, a training center for every young people in Westmoreland, the Landilo Cultural Center. It could have been used to house students. There's a lot of things we could have used it for, but it could have been used for a training center for young people. Yet, we're building a prison here, we're building one in Frome, and we're building one in Little London. At the same time, while you go to the Savlamar Hospital, it is filled with garbage, number one. Number two is, if you go to the hospital, you might not get...
Now tell me something now. This is a medical facility. This is a medical facility where people go to. People go there to get... People go there to get medical care. And look on this hospital. Look on the Savlamar Hospital, the main hospital for the parish of Westmoreland. People from Negrill have to travel 18 miles. And garbage has not been collected. And when you show these things on social media, you believe that Mr. Hales is going to go out there and video and tell lies that this is going on in Westmoreland? Huh? And when you put up these things and you elaborate on it and talk about it, people are saying that you're bringing on brand Jamaica. Look on the garbage bin. Look on the garbage bins. What is the Minister of Local Government doing, Mr. Desmond McKenzie? Is it that there's no garbage truck that service the Savlamar area where the hospital is? Cricket Square and Darling Street and all those places? Is that the case? Is that the case that there is no garbage collection going on? Huh? Why on earth should we? Why on earth should we have garbage at a hospital that is not being collected? We don't speak about it. Look at it. Listen to some more of what the gentleman is saying.
Get a bed when you go there, but you'll get a chair or you go sit down on a bench until you die. So the criminals are getting 3 first world buildings in the parish of Westmoreland. We can't get a good hospital. People are still in tents in Westmoreland at the hospital waiting to be served. And
people are still in tents waiting to be served. And this lie the gentleman is saying, Chris, I checked it out myself because I'm from Westmoreland. And when I saw Mr. Hales with the video, I asked questions and I checked it out myself. It is the fact through what the man is saying. What the gentleman is saying in this video is no word a lie. But we must not speak about these things because what is our party in power? While other Jamaicans suffer. Huh? And the health system in our country. And when the American government decide to send out a press release pertaining to what is going on and saying to their American citizens, don't travel to Jamaica because Jamaica's health sector is in crisis. Water crisis in Westmoreland. Hospital crisis in Westmoreland. Garbage not collect. Listen to some more of what Mr. Hales is saying.
In Westmoreland, at the hospital, waiting to be served on that tent. This is not Westmoreland. This is not the Westmoreland I grew up. And I just want the Westmoreland people understanding. I just want to understand where we're going. For the cultural center to be knocked down and put in a prison here now, it's an indictment on all of us in this parish of Westmoreland. From up the road, first world prison being built. Little London down the road, first world prison being built. So we are building 3 first world prisons. No youth training center. And we don't have a good hospital. The hospital needs to be refurbished, rebuilt, and also what is going on in Westmoreland here is a travesty. And I'll put it as far as saying it's a miscarriage of justice for the people of Westmoreland. You can't tell me that we can only build prisons in Westmoreland while the youth go suffering. And from a healthcare standpoint, we don't have a good hospital. But I'll end by saying to the people of Westmoreland, time come, 1 more year, time come.
I want to make this absolutely clear this afternoon that I don't support any political party. What is going on, it needs urgent care. It needs urgent assistance. The water crisis that is going on in Negrill, where people are crying for water, are beseeching and begging for water. And now you hear that the Land Dialogue Cultural Center that I grew up in Westmoreland. And I used to go to the Land Dialogue Cultural Center. Nice place. Now it is being bulldozed down to put a prison. They don't see it fit to build some cultural center, to build some training center, and make sure the youths can have a skill. How many people can travel all the way from Westmoreland to Hart in Kingston or Hart in Montego Bay? How many people can travel from Trelawney to a Hart Institute, either in Montego Bay or in Kingston? How many people have the money, the resources to do that? How many? Is this the nation that we call the land of wood and water? We're well renowned around the world as the land of wood and water. We're well renowned around the world as the land of wood and water. These are things that we need to speak about. These are things that we need to make sure the public know about it. We mustn't speak about what is going on in people's bedroom. We must speak about these issues that our Jamaican people are facing. The issue of unemployment, the issue of nothing but training center, but you can build a prison. You bulldoze down a place to build. Yeah, don't get me wrong, you know. Don't get me wrong, you know. Westmoreland is in need of, Savlamar is in need of a proper police station, but we're also in need of a proper hospital. We're also in need of a proper training center for the young people can go and do a skill. We need of those things. And don't you think it is better for you to build a training center? At least I can say, you know what, they build a training center, but them putting them on the training center, so there's not more we can do. But at least you build something, you don't do nothing. You pass a young man on the street side digging out his hand. The government must provide something for them. And if you provide something for them and they don't do nothing about it, they don't go over there to uplift themselves, you can't blame government. But if government don't do something to uplift the youths, come on. The people need water. There is so much rivers running in Westmoreland. So many rivers across the length and breadth of the parish of Westmoreland. And you're telling me that you can't solve a parish water crisis? You can't solve the country's water crisis? There's so much rivers in Negrill, in Westmoreland, in the country. The other day, somebody was showing me a beautiful waterfalls in St. Thomas. And you can't tap into that. You can't tap into that to make sure that adjoining St. Thomas have water, adjoining parishes have water out of that same thing, out of that same waterfalls. We only have waterfalls for tourist attraction while our people suffer, have no water. This makes no sense.
It's now time for our bites of the week. They come from a Needham Pen St. Thomas resident. She was lamenting the water crisis in the area. Here's our bite of the week.
We need water! We need water! There's so much water we need. You want them to walk stick. We can't want to drop in the bad road. We need water!
Bite of the week.
It's now time for our bites of the week. They come from a Needham Pen St. Thomas resident. She was lamenting the water crisis in the area. Here's our bite of the week.
We need water! We need water! I want to say, look here! There's so much water we need. You want them to walk stick. We can't want to drop in the bad road. We need water!
Bite of the week.
Water. When you hear that woman cry for water, your belly button move. A Jamaican citizen crying for water. A Jamaican citizen crying for water. While hoteliers and people of the effluence of society can afford a black tank and can afford that they have water in their pipes. But a poor woman who walk with her stick, can't afford water. It's same way. I came on this platform here a couple of days ago, and I realized it gaining traction on social media, where the people of Troy, I'm not going, I don't understand Jeffrey going all over the place, but it's to show you the way how government treats its people in this country. Look at this. The people of Troy from 2021 don't have a bridge. They don't have a bridge. And you believe that is now Jamaica's water crisis is going on? Our water crisis starts from way before me and you born. And every single 5 years, the two political parties in this country come out and say, if you vote for me, I'll make sure you have water in your pipe. One of them did say, if you don't vote for Kern Spencer, you know, I get no water in your pipe, I'm going to sell that. And I dare anybody to come and tell me something that happened. One of them did tell the people at a gathering, a political party member, senior member of a political party, told some people in St. Elizabeth, if they don't vote for Kern Spencer, they won't get in the water. So the people of our country have been suffering for water for many years. Many years. I've been suffering for water. And until now, we can't get water in this country. But Matthew Samuda have this well think out. This is what Matthew Samuda have.
The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation has two major black tank initiatives underway. Now, the ministry is very clear that we need to build huge storage for the national level and certainly major community tanks for every community. It is why last year we started the process to build 3,000 water harvesting systems for those who couldn't afford it. We're doing it primarily on the eastern end of the island and distributing 3,000 black tanks as behind me to support these water harvesting systems for those who couldn't afford it. We understand that those who are most vulnerable and are in water scarce areas must have support from their government, and that is why this initiative is tailored to them. The Prime Minister, seeing the need and demand for these tanks, further expanded the program and launched a second program, which will see some 10,000 black tanks being distributed this fiscal year. Now, we are targeting those who live in water scarce areas who cannot afford these tanks to ensure that those who most need it are the beneficiaries of these black tanks. I want to assure the public that we have a social assessment program that assists with ensuring that those who most need it are indeed those who get these tanks. But your government is working around the clock on major national projects and at residential projects to ensure that Jamaica does become water resilient.
That is the plan they have. To make sure that black tanks go from Timbuktu to Timbuktu. And I guarantee you that come next year, it's the same water crisis we're going to have in this country. The same water crisis. They don't make sure that they get people who can do an assessment of Jamaica's water crisis, of Jamaica's water shortage, and see what they can do from Negrill Point to Moran Point to stop this thing from happening. Huh? They don't go to the center to borrow money from the Chinese, you know. Well, borrow some money from the Chinese and do an assessment before you borrow the money and see what we can do to stop Jamaica from having this water crisis. You see, I keep on saying what they need to do is to build a solar power plant and tell JPS bye-bye. Bye-bye to JPS. Jamaica is well we know the land of sunshine. So why can't we have our own sunshine giving us power? We're surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. We're surrounded by water around this country. So many rivers, so many waterfalls. And all the water doing is run back right into the Caribbean Sea while our people suffer for water. That make any sense? Does that make any sense? That make any sense? While you have this poor woman crying out and begging for water. Crying out and begging for water. And they don't see that there's a problem in this country.
It's now time for our bites of the week. They come from a Needham Pen St. Thomas resident. She was lamenting the water crisis in the area. Here's our bite of the week.
We need water! I wanna say, look here. There's some of the water we need. You want them to walk stick. You come to one drop in the bad road. We need water.
Bite of the week.
When you have a Jamaican citizen, that woman looks like she's about 60 something, 70 something years old, and crying for the precious commodity of water. Don't you see that there's something wrong somewhere? And I want to find out something here now. If and when they do all of that, when they build the road and they dig up the road and put the pipeline from downtown Negrill all the way to Hoghaven, because don't get me wrong, you know, there is a big water reservoir up in Monterey in the Negrill area. It's full with water. But where is the water going? Yet people is crying out for water. I don't understand something not adding up. Something not adding up. How is it that you can make sure that the hoteliers in Negrill has water? You can make sure that certain people within the parishes from Negrill Point to Moran Point have water, but the poor class of Jamaicans have no water? Is it that there is something going on? If the People's National Party come into power, who knows going to be the same thing? Huh? This is what is not me who's saying it, you know. The Prime Minister of Jamaica came out publicly on his YouTube channel, and this is what he said. He said he's going to make sure that Negrill, the water crisis in Negrill, ends. This is what he said, not me.
The people of Negrill who are having a really difficult time, that plans are in place for Negrill to put in new pipelines, new plants.
This is the start of the 300 meter where the NWA will be fixing the road all the way back to West End. And this is where we will start our first leg of pipeline rehabilitation, where we have a 6 inches AC pipe. This will impact the entire West End in terms of increasing flow. It's an incremental part of what is to be done. Our long-term plan is to extend an 8 inches pipeline all the way to Hoghaven to the West End end. And this is the first phase.
And we are working assiduously to address the problem. So I want to give hope to the residents of Negrill that your water situation is a priority for the government and we are addressing it.
Let me tell you something. When the People's National Party was in power, the Minister of Water then was Robert Pickersgill, you see? And they dig up the road all the way to West End to lay pipes to get the water from Lagwood in Hanover, you know. So I'm asking this question this afternoon. Is it that there is something fundamentally wrong somewhere when it comes on to the distribution of water? Because if they dig up the road in the 1990s under P.J. Patterson, when Robert Pickersgill was Minister of Water, my memory good, you know. It goes sometime because I get in all. It go and come. But I remember, and if anybody who wanted to say to Mr. Jeffrey and I go, then no problem. I'm willing to take corrections. So they're gonna dig up the road again to lay pipes. Again. To lay pipes all the way from downtown Negrill to Hoghaven and the western strip of Negrill. That's West End Negrill. But when they do all of that now, come, what year are we now? 2024? Come 2020, 10. More crisis again. They dig up the road again, people fill in more pipe. There got to be something. There got to be something that they can do that will will last for many years to come. It cannot be that in the 1990s we spent billions of dollars to make sure that people have water in their pipes in Westmoreland and in St. Elizabeth. And half of St. Elizabeth don't have no water now. Something not adding up somewhere. Something not adding up somewhere. So why is it that they can't find an alternative to use different pipes that don't rust, that can last longer? There must be something that they can use, that they can last longer. I said the Chinese, they're building roads, you know. When they build the road, you know what they do? They put some heating thing on it, the road, that when they have snow falling, the snow don't stay on the road. It melt away. The Chinese, they have some bad things and some good things about them, you know. And like how Jamaica love to borrow money and love to borrow some money and stop Jamaica's water crisis once and for all. Solve it. There must be a way to solve our water crisis in our country. Yes, some river they dry up, I agree. But you have some water running all the way from Timbuktu down into the massacred water in the Caribbean Sea. While your people don't have no water. This government maybe is trying to do something to help it. So was the People's National Party. But what I am saying, how is it that they can't solve the water crisis in our country? Every year I hear about drought. When you hear about the drought, people suffer. The poor class of people suffer. While the people who can afford to buy 40 in black tanks, they have it, can buy. Come on, man. Come on. There must be something. And if anybody from the government is watching and you feel inclined to call in and talk to us. I'm chatting stupidness. Call in and talk to us and say, look here, we at least we are trying to do something or whatever, but don't play politics. There must be something that come next year. You don't hear the same thing over and over and over again. Something must can be done. But all you can hear now this morning is that they decided to build some more prisons. One in Landilo area, in Westmoreland, one in the Grievances area. And there's no water. So you're building all of these things around the country. In the country having a water crisis. You're building all of these hotels around the country. You're the country have a water crisis. That make any sense too, no? Don't you think you should have solved the water crisis first before you start building all of these buildings? When a country starts to build prisons for its citizens, something is fundamentally wrong somewhere. And this video I'm going to show you now, because it's two things I'm talking about this morning in Westmoreland. The water crisis and you're building prisons. And there's no training center. None whatsoever. So how the residents of Westmoreland going to survive? The young people are coming up. You don't build a training center for the young people, but you're building prisons. And Westmoreland is having a water crisis, but you're building prisons. That make any sense too, no? Listen to what the golden gentleman is saying. Really? Oh, go on. You busy? You are live from a program in the build prison in Westmoreland and people don't know what. Well, on the more people talk about here. So how is it that they can be building prison yet there's no water in the country? All right, hold on. Hold on, Willie.
Yeah. In Little London for a couple of reasons. This facility could have been used to build a community training center, a training center for every young people in Westmoreland, the Landila Cultural Center. It could have been used to house students. There's a
We have a caller online. My good friend, Willie, good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Welcome. Yes, Mr. Tavares. How are you doing? Good evening.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes,
You see where
yes sir.
they decide to build prisons in Westmoreland, 2 jailhouse plus a prison, and yet the people of Jamaica has no water in their pipes. Your views on that, Mr. Williams?
My views on that right now, Mr. Tavares, is that I really seriously considering if we are moving forward or backward in this country. And then again, I am really thinking about my Jamaicans who are not thinking like I do. Because I don't see it possible for you to have an election and then anybody or anyone in this country right now is really voting in the condition of which Jamaica is right now. We have water crisis and you will build prison. We are gonna build prison with the taxpayers' hard-earned cash and have no water in the pipeline. Where do we go from here? Are we moving forward or are we going backward? Where do we go? And it's not just only there.
Yes.
There are many other places. I was just in Santa Cruz. Well, you get water, yes, but the water there is not 100%. It's not 100%.
Mr. Williams, tell me something, sir. You live
Yes.
you live up in the Lawrence Tavern area, huh? Of St. Andrew.
Yes. Yes.
Do you always
have a problem?
Go ahead.
We have a serious water problem in Tavern also, where the people is buying truckload of water. My friend just get a house up there.
Yes.
And move up there. And I could ask him how much he pay for a truckload of water. And you know, surprisingly, the parish council election has just gone and the people vote without getting water.
Who is a member of
so from time, Mr. Tavares, I wonder if we really thinking right. Because I don't know what Tavern people vote for, because look, Tavern is an area where you have so much water stream. It is just to develop and the water system up there.
Let me ask you a
question. And the people, yes, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Williams. Are you talking about the water stream? Do you know how much water stream St. Andrew has or Lawrence Tavern has? And which constituency are you in? Are you in the constituency of Juliet Holness or Juliet Cuthbert, Flynn?
Juliet Cuthbert.
All right, you're in that area for a long while. Tell me something. How much water stream do you know up there have?
Well, I have one close by me here.
Yes.
And when you go to Laver, I think that one from Laver's Tavern is it same one come right down? Because when I went up there the other day, I saw, yeah, man, but that stream there, you have water up there. It can be developed. The pipeline that runs up there, it's a little 2-inch pipeline. I saw on the side of the road that to go to take the water. You can't use 2-inch pipeline to carry water to all the houses that up in Labyrinth Tavern.
So what are you saying, Mr. Williams? That from the length and breadth of Negrill Point to Moran Point, there's a water crisis in the country?
There's water crisis all around. All around. God is helping us, but we not help ourselves. Because right now God has poured the rain. Pour the water. How do we store the water? What is the government doing for the people?
You know,
they money been paid. They pay the life tax money. And I mean, they can't become, Jamaican people can't be comfortable even for a minute. Where do we go from here? Because we have water crisis, then the next thing are the road crisis up there. So, we don't know how them taxi man up there so make it. Because them front end to go Glen down and all about the you don't have no road.
By the way, Mr. Williams,
By the
way, Mr. Williams, I was reliably informed because you know that I am a part of some taxi groups and kind of bang around.
Yes, yeah.
I was reliably informed that come tomorrow morning, taxi service
I heard about
to a hall.
I heard about it. I personally just can't understand it because the last time the government has give them the money, I hear that April it should raise again. But then again, I was looking at it, say, who's answer here? Is it the taxi or the government? Because they force the people at the $1.50 when the government they give them $1.20.
Yes.
So now, when they must talk about raise of fare now, it should have come to the $1.50 now. So how do they work that out now? Because they force the people of Jamaica, they take $150 when the government give them $120. So how they are going to work out that now with the government?
But Mr. Williams, don't you see that there's a fundamental problem in this country where you have taxi drivers calling for raise of pay, you have taxi drivers being scammed by the government with a system that they have that continue giving them tickets, and when you go and pay the tickets, it come back saying they pay the ticket. You have water crisis in the country, yet they're building prisons. I mean, Mr. Williams, as a Jamaican citizen, sir, as you said, you do not know where the country is going, but as a Jamaican citizen, do you see a 2030 vision for this country?
2030.
Yes.
Going backward same way? You have to ask. I don't vision none at all right now for Jamaicans. Because the amount of things that been going on right now in Jamaica. Where do we go? Because right now, how much help I get for them hard labor that they give, the dirty house that they go and clean? How much?
15,000.
Up to the dogs in the room and streeting better than even the helper. Now the helper have to go to work the 5 days or the 6 days of the week. Otherwise from the living ones. No, when you give them that little 2 pence halfpenny and expect them to pay the taxi fare out of that, go and come. How they manage? How they manage? We have a prime minister that think how the help them manage. How they manage. I just can't understand how you way to come with a raise up here now without the people who work get any raise up here. How it will work?
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Williams. As the minimum wage is $15,000 a week.
Mr. Tavares, I can understand the question that coming.
Yes, go ahead.
But it's the same thing I am saying to you. When the prime minister moves, I wonder how much money it takes. Because when you're talking about $15,000 now, Mr. Tavares, it's just a drop in the bucket, you know.
Because
you want 15 more than that.
Because you have to pay light bill out of that, water bill, rent, taxi fare, phone card, food. Dear God.
Listen, where you got the $15,000 cannot manage that, boss. The 15,000 can't manage that. Because up to now, the 15,000 that we just peak off is most fair. So with the light, with the rent, with the water, with the picnic, them money if you go to school. You see where we're going?
Yes, sir.
If Jamaica is not going home with at least 30,000 a week now, that's one them suffer, brother. I'm over. And the work that I have done is only because of the work of me to make me daily can move.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Williams. When you get the $15,000, you see?
Yes.
All right. And you calculate and calculate and calculate. At the end of the day, how much a tin for tin mackerel? How much a pound for chicken back?
Remember, it's $150 for the tin mackerel, you know. And you see the chicken back what they call uncut. $280 we are talking about chicken back, you know, brother. When I was going to school, I hit the run to figure run boat, you know. At £2 the piece of bone and have no meat, you know, brother. $280. Sardine, we gotta look at the food where the call poor people because I don't like call nobody poor. I don't call them poor people like.
Yes.
The less fortunate today, the tin mackerel is 150. The chicken back is 280. Sardine down to 300. How much? Even though no when we eat, I did profit a $100 pound.
Dear God in heaven. So how much a pound?
What I know up here.
So how much a pound? So how much a pound for get to Oxdale? Turkey neck, because people can't afford Oxdale anymore, you know. My God.
I think about $100 something that day. But when I remember good because I don't use it, so.
So how much a pound for Oxdale? So how much a pound for Oxdale now? You have any idea?
Oxdale?
Yes.
I never go 500 now.
Or 1,000?
1,000. Somewhere there, coming up with it neither, so I don't really have the price sheets. But it is a serious crisis that we are in. Very serious. And when we're talking about water, we're talking about life, my brother.
Yes.
Let's look at things at a serious level now. And I wonder if the Prime Minister been informed of these things or if he know of these things. And if he have any intention to help the Jamaican people to solve these problems.
I see somebody
before speaking about
here on my my platform here said to me that is 1,500 a pound for oxtail. 1,000.
Oh my God.
1,400 a pound for goat meat. Good God Almighty.
Yes. I did the goat meat really. It was that I asked my friend the other day when he was going to buy. How much a pound is when they give me the price.
Dear God. So Mr. Williams, on a very serious note, though, sir. When you see all of this, people crying for water way before me and you born, Willie, until this blessed day, do you believe that the two political parties have served the people of Jamaica well?
It's no better hearing, no better barring.
Lord of mercy. So what are we going to do?
I am really thinking the next move. Because right now we are just living by grace. Believe you me, we are just living by grace. And when you check the position that we are in, you don't have anybody to talk to. You don't. I'll tell you the serious fact about it. I was a part of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yes.
And when I see where the Jamaica Labour Party take this country to right now, I am not a part of no party at all. I just have to look forward to Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior to save us all. Because we are down a slope where we don't know if we can hang on any longer. It is that serious.
Do you believe?
People are suffering, you know.
Huh?
People are suffering, you know. And let me tell you something. If you stay in Kingston here and don't travel, then you don't know. But the job of permit places where when you look on the level of suffering right now, you just can't believe it. The police station in a condition, everything. Even the same water commission line them. They need to change out right now in a bus. The water them where them people are drinking. Oh my God.
But Mr. Williams. But Mr. Williamson, when you listen to what the Prime Minister is saying, it's prosperity time for the Jamaican people, man.
Prosperity.
Yes.
Going back good.
Because the Governor General said that Jamaica is a country that can live, work, and raise family.
Mr. Tavares.
Yes, sir.
People are suffering. People are suffering. But you know, it surprised me that the people that are suffering so much don't know their rights from the wrong. Because when you look at the level of how Jamaica is going on, they behave as things are comfortable.
Because
and I think that's what.
Because
I think that's what.
Go ahead, sorry.
I really think that's what made the Prime Minister in a comfort zone and laugh at them. Because he take them out the other day, and when time you look, people gone out, they gonna lose all their foot. For what? For what? And the donkey dress up because the road that they was on
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Minister passed there. I went in look on the road and give her a donkey to go take down the load them. Let me ask this question. What do we vote for in this country? Is better or worse? I was traveling in this country yesterday. And me ask a question up in already is there. And when these road going fix? Some big houses going up. But where is the road to drive on?
And where is the water?
Where is the water? I tell you, look, the bills that have to pay in this country. No. Where do we go from here? That's my question to the Prime Minister. Where do we go from here? For prosperity or the peace. And I know it's not just you don't see it. Jamaican don't see it. And any Jamaican that tell me about prosperity. Listen to me. Know yourself. Know yourself.
But Mr. Williams,
because they bring the money that are passed through in this country, better can be done. Better can be done. But we are not standing up for who we are. We seriously not standing up for who we are. We are joking. It is time for us to hold our leaders responsible for the job that you have given them to do if you can't manage. Leave.
But do you
believe that serious? Look at what area. Look at that one, Samuel. For years they not have the water, they are not just now. And this one promise. The other come promise. The other come promise. The people need to stop the book somewhere. The people need to show them that it's not them is in full control. It is them, the people of the community is in full control, and they must make the little leader they would select know that it is time. It's time. You know, you come to me, come on, you fling so. All right. And the people will work hard until this country can have a proper meal today. Today, Sunday, no pot, no go on fire, still looking, waiting at somebody. Only God. Because number one, no water in the pipe. We go down and see what we go get liquor water, water, we put the food. And we tell you, look at the pit of them, we have to go to school tomorrow morning. Somebody have mercy for people in money, man. We're asking mercy, man. Mercy. Stop the talking about prosperity, not prosperity, not death. And after this snow, after this rain done, it's worse than prosperity now got death. Because more road crash. Because they're not 6 from morning. And money definitely. Money there.
But money is in the hands of the who's and the who's is.
Yes. And that's not right. But it's time for the poor, unfortunate, to stand up for who they are.
Yes.
You black road today, and you don't get no results. And you let him go see him when the tomorrow up and down. Because he come and talk to you and say, all right, next week, I'm gonna do so. Indeed. If you know the
Mr. Williamson, don't go anywhere, sir. I'm going to take a quick break. Please don't go anywhere. Just be take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Okay, sir.
One moment, please. Don't hang up. Be right back here. Let me Get this thing up and going here.
I'm at the Westmoreland Land Dialogue Cultural Center in the parish of Westmoreland. I grew up as a boy going to this facility, and every cultural event used to happen at the Land Dialogue Cultural Center. Everybody in Westmoreland, from Negrill, Land Dialogue, right across the length and breadth of Westmoreland, traveled to the Land Dialogue Cultural Center. The Land Dialogue Cultural Center is now being replaced by a prison. The Land Dialogue Cultural Center, where all the cultural activity takes place in the parish of Westmoreland, is now replaced by a prison. 5 miles up the road in Frome, the sports facility is being now used to house soldiers and army personnel. The sports facility in Frome. Also in Frome, we're building one of the largest prisons also to house criminals. And no further down the road in Little London, the Little London area, there's also a new.
Welcome back to the program. Good afternoon. Wherever you're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. Mr. Williamson, you back with us? Hold on, man. People can't hear. Hold on. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, yes. As we were talking, something just come up to me. I wonder. I was a part of it at one time when every politician go and they are talking about two little things that they have done in their area. My big question to our politicians: why do we vote and why do we select you? Is it that the purpose that we select you to get things done? So when you do one clubhouse and you're gonna boast about it, and you're gonna boast about two roads that you fix in the community of where. What do we put you in position to do? Is to lead? Well, we want you to lead by the front. We don't want when two roads fix we hear about it. We want all the roads to fix. It may not done one time. Don't get me wrong. But based on money that allocate to pay, more could be done. I remember I called an MP one time and asked him about two roads. And when I look, I see one fix, but the other didn't touch. Because the other here say that is MWA, MWC, MWB road. Look here. I want to government around the country.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Williamson, though. Let me ask you this question, though. You live in Lawrence, Tavares. That's this constituency of Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. Jamaica has a water crisis and a road crisis and also other crises in the country. I've heard some utterance of Mrs. Cuthbert Flynn on social media telling some people some no ends of pinks and pablos halfway through. Is she an MP who go around the constituency and talk to the people, sir? I should cost them same way too.
No, to be truthful,
yes.
When you come this side, she have people up well. Yeah, but she at one time is like she moody.
I had take her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes some people hear she say, "No, I never see my high school student."
Oh Lord.
You know,
Is it
because in the
go ahead, sorry.
but out here in this area here, what we are,
Mm-hmm.
to be truthful, if I should have given her a bad name here,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have done that because she have done some work, but a lot more is there to be done. And he has a real good counselor that is behind her.
You mean Mr. Ian Miles?
No, man, it's a counselor. Yeah, it's one.
Yes.
But it's a lady, I don't remember her name right now.
Okay.
But that is a very hard working woman.
But when you look on this situation, though, Mr. Williams, of the water crisis from Negrill Point to Moran Point, do you believe that successful government could have solved Jamaica's water crisis a long time ago? Or gradually?
Look here. The water crisis can be 100% better than what it is today if they decide to work on water. But they decided to run around and really look to cut off water for people. They don't look because, let's face this simple. Is it time for the water commission?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it the other day and I was viewing it. They can't have a team that you call the emergency team. That whenever the water bursts up in the road and the water go from Moran Point to Negrill Point, you have a team that can act immediately. We are saying about water, and we are having water crisis. But when the pipeline bursts, it takes how much days to fix? How much days to fix? And you call. Who come to your rescue? So water and waste all over. Now that amount of water that you lost, it could be going somewhere else. We need to start some digging up and to run some proper pipeline and serve the people of Jamaica. Laverne Strawberry can be treated better with water.
Mm-hmm.
It can. And they need to review also the pipeline where they run and where they go and tap it from one line to the other. Because some people are getting and some not get. You have Manchester, West Manchester East. Then find a way to tackle lines. Because some of the pipeline are run from, the devils are boy.
Yes.
But we know they can really find a map to use some of these pipelines. So they need to make a review for the pipeline how they run. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Spend money on the water line. Water Commission have money, spend it on the water.
But they're saying, Mr. Williamson, that the Water Commission is losing billions of dollars through to water theft. Are you talking about that, Mr. Williamson? I keep on saying this on my program, and I know not the last time, many times when you and I have spoken before. I keep on saying that if they build a solar plant for Jamaica, it will stem Jamaica's high electricity bill. You don't think so? If they borrow some money from the Chinese, and build a solar plant somewhere, you don't think it can help alleviate Jamaica's high electricity bill?
I don't know if Jamaica need to borrow any money to build, Jamaica have money,
Yes.
Jamaica have money, all the money I use, all it I spend. Jamaica have money, man. but how you spending it. I don't want to go into the details of some money when you see I go so I did.
Because
if you make a never have money, you couldn't have them the breeder money. I go so.
Because they said that over $1.7 trillion gone missing.
Hey, hallelujah. Hallelujah, Jesus. You hear how much you say?
$1.7 trillion is unaccountable for.
How much pipeline is that?
No, lot of pipeline, sir. It could solve Jamaica's water crisis. 1.7 trillion.
Okay.
If it's spent properly, sir, it can.
Okay. And nobody knows where that money goes.
Nowhere. That's so
and nobody gives in any form of account for that money. And nobody now got jail. Somebody know where the money gone, you know. But nobody is giving an account. Where are the accountants for all those things? Where are the accountants there? When the money I read that go to a bus up. You want to tell me so you never see when the pipeline bus there, so? You don't understand. Sometimes, you know, I go in and talk on program because I just can't understand what is going on in this country. You mean that with the money gone? And nobody don't know?
Not a soul, sir. While
I get the still need to fix.
While
you look for the same money that we got from the Chinese. My next, me want to understand because we have the Chinese in the country that have the road. Yes, it's all right that way. But all right, when in a year, I can remember when Edward Siaga was there, I could have a figure of how much spend to build the road to St. Thomas. I could have figured how much more need to be spent. So how Jamaica now get them no more? We not hear nothing like that.
Because there's no accountability, son, and the people that sit down because they're party in the power, sir.
You know, you know it now. Is university children still in Jamaica?
That's a good question because you remember in the 1990s when PJ Patterson raised gas, sir. You remember the gas riot saga in Jamaica, sir?
Of course, I remember.
Led by the University of the West Indies.
Yes, but what happened now? They don't see anything that is happening now?
No, they're afraid, you know, because it's bro God in charge, you know.
Oh, okay, bro God.
Yes.
Bro God.
Dr. Bro God.
For them, but not for me. I want Mr. Bro God to understand that Jamaica need to move forward now, do.
But you know,
we are really God people.
You know something, Mr. Williams.
We are really God people.
But you know, you know something, Mr. Williamson. You see, if the people of Jamaica so don't stand up, you think anything will be better off? We just sit down and do nothing, sir.
But exactly what I'm saying. And the Marcus Garvey and the Bible is done, you know. Coming and go to the fight and then they say nobody go shoot me down. To stand up for me right. You understand?
Yeah.
But all of the giant hands together and said enough is enough. It's time.
But will you ever see the Jamaican people stand up? So because Marcus Garvey said, you know, black people are not going to say until the back is against the wall, you know.
The back against the wall, and that's what is happening right now. That's where it's leading to right now, Papa. That's exactly where it's going. I listen to you every day with the guys here talking and talking. and willing to help also.
Mm-hmm.
People have the mind, so the Jamaican people, they're not get let in, you know. They're not get let in. You understand? And it's time for us to find out when I say enough is enough. These are the people that we need to come take charge. Yes. There are so many groups in Jamaica. So many groups talking. When it's action time.
But do you believe?
You have to be in prison now. You have to be in prison when no water in a people house. You have to be in prison when the people need water in the house. How that work? Are you a true leader? Are you leading from the front? That's what I would have said today. I don't really want to say.
You remember this song that you and I always love to sing whenever we go to church? What a woe situation, what a woe. Weeping and wailing, lightning and thunder, what a woe. You remember that song, Willie?
Yes, I remember it.
And another one said, don't you trouble Zion. I said, don't you trouble Zion. Zion alone have the key. I tell you something, you know, Willie. We have some praying mothers of Zion keeping this country going, you know.
Of course, include me.
We have some praying mothers and praying fathers of Zion as keeping this country going.
You know, surprisingly, you know, I'm still wondering. I'm really seriously still wondering where do we go from here? And when I look at the answer that I have gotten, only God can save me. Because I don't know even if Jamaica right now who owns Jamaica, because we even have nothing for ourselves.
The port of Kingston is owned by the Chinese. Jamaica only have 20% in JPS. They're planning to privatize the National Water Commission. Half of Hope Garden is owned by the Chinese. What else is owned by the Chinese in this country? And how much money does the Jamaican people owe China? Because when me and Willie everybody gone, you know, I feel pitney not pay about China their money, you know.
Hello.
You remember?
I'm just gonna put it out clear. Right now, Jamaica is not controlled by Jamaicans anymore. And it seems like my eyes open to all what is happening here. And right now, if you notice, you're circled by the Chinese in this country. Where is the black people at the Chinese doorstep? So who runs Jamaica right now?
Willie, do you remember one day you and I, was it you and I? I think it was you and I went downtown Kingston. We went into a Chinese restaurant, a Chinese wholesale rather. And the Chinese woman was going on somewhere with the Jamaican woman. And I said to her, question. You pay taxes in this country? Who are you? I said, look here, I'm the tax administrator. You remember the day, Willie? And I told her point blank that if she don't do better, I'm gonna come and lock down her place. And when you and I went back there about a month after, she said, "Oh, she said,
listen to me. I don't want to stay up here and tell the people that is behind your trap." Is that why? You know why you make that so? But seriously speaking,
Yes.
I go to some places in this country here, and when I look around, not even a business place, China and black man have no more here.
Won't buy every China.
I want to Jamaica understand what's going on. In my area, when you come in and the square, it's owned by who? The Chinese. All of we are outside just barking, wow. Making noise at each other.
Hold on there, Willie. I get something
When
on my plate.
we gonna find?
Hold on there,
When
Willie.
we gonna find that loves for each other and care about each other? Because right now nobody has care for us.
Hold on there,
This
Willie.
leader not care none at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they put the other one if he will care. I don't know.
But Willie, if
Because it happens up so many times.
but Willie, but I'm gonna ask you a question. But I want to say this to you that somebody just sent me a message. So Mr. Jeffrey, there is no water in our pipe from last week, Thursday. The Prime Minister, what? But Jesus have mercy, dear God in heaven. Willie, when you look at the situation in our country, Willie, Mr. Williamson,
I tell you something. I see your message coming through. And if you talk to the water leader tomorrow morning, he's not coming to your program.
No. Listen to me. Let me make something clear to you. No member of the Jamaica Labour Party is gonna come on my platform. And it's worse now. I got message. I got message that the People's National Party, some of them are afraid to come on the platform too because we are the one who start the big demonstration in the United States. And yes, and they're saying that
I want to start a long time. What we waiting on? We don't have no problem. We don't have any problem. Are we moving forward? Are we moving backward? What are we waiting on?
I don't know.
For me to go out here as it come, put me life out there like Brother Paul or Marcus. You can leave you up. No. Let's open our eyes and see and put a stop into this so as one people with one voice. Come. Almighty God, we've been promised so many years that a political talk, please. When I use the word time, but the time has come. The time has come now where we need to stand up for ourselves. Because we've been voting from 19 how long. And we don't see no betterment all now. So we need to voice now and get them to do what they have to do because it can be done.
Yet they're talking about constitutional reform.
What kind of constitutional reform?
That's what they said they want, really.
More?
Hold on there, Willie, sorry to cut you, but there's a call coming in about some water issue. Let me call you back now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, man, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, caller, welcome to the program. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Yes, Jerry. Yes, Mr. Carl from England.
Oh, from England. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Jamaica shouldn't have no water problem in Jamaica. You know why?
What?
If England do have river and they can survive, we recycle water in England. And Jamaica have river in the 14 parish. All that work. You answer that question.
Very
Just
good
answer that question. England do have no river. and recycle water that which we shit, piss, we drink back. Our pipe never run empty one day. You ask that question.
And Jamaica has
two party could do.
And Jamaica has rivers and streams all over the country. And our people in,
Exactly.
in 2024 is crying for water.
Yes. But what I'm simply saying to you, I will just give you an example. St. Andrews don't have just have a little catchment. Just give you an example. St. Andrews have a little catchment. And that little catchment feed the whole of St. Andrews. Just look at what parts they will never run out of water.
True.
But in the poor community, like Kentire, we run out of water. And the water they are them foot.
So true.
You see the difference?
So true.
The water that foot, I can't tell you, I'm living in St. Andrews. And I can't tell you where the catchment is. And Kentire, the water of the pass, the catchment, the pass where we live. They go to Mola Dam.
But you know something, Carla? There is somebody who I know who lives in the Cassava Piece area. And the gully of Cassava Piece. She will call me and say, Jeffrey, look at here. Or listen to this. Clean water running down, you know. Going straight out to the sea. The NWC turn on some pipe and that happen.
But you see in Jamaica, when you talk about facts, then be political with you. Say you're like PMP or you're JLP. When you point out the facts. But what I'm saying to you, you have some illiterate, educated people in Jamaica. They are the problem in the country. Just to give you an example, right? If you look into St. Catherine, a place where you call name Canals, you find about 3 rivers there that are in the health minister era when. I have people up on top of the hill don't have water, but the river, you can hear the river rumble below them foot. What would you call that? You see what happens? Sometimes you can't make up nice enough. Sometimes the type of people them with this dirty business that destroy the country.
I agree with you.
And you can't blame the politician alone. That if the people then break the politician bad, what expect to go happen, Jeffrey? Just look at it. Look what Bernal guys take water from St. Thomas, come at home, don't it? To the music. Right. Why can't happen all over the country?
No, but listen to me. He did not have to take water from Kingston, from Morant Bay, St. Thomas into Kingston, you know. There is a lot of water in Kingston, in St. Andrew, that can supply Kingston and St. Andrew.
I know that. I know that. You don't have to tell me. I know that. But what I'm saying to you now, all right. You know, in the 60s, that when me was when me a little boy, everywhere in the country I can have water, they used to have standpipe. Don't it?
Yes.
Where do standpipe gone now? Where do standpipe gone now?
Then did the same with them, but them bung them up.
I gotta know. And what happened causing the problem in Jamaica now? In England, they don't run water on the road no more. They put it on the sidewalk, so they don't damage the road. Right? We still have put pipeline on the road. So when the pipeline bursts, you know what happened? It destroyed the road.
I think you know they have the water underground from Wappy Philip. So maybe it's gonna take a lot of money for them to put it above ground. I don't know, I'm just saying it. But when you look at it, Caller, it is a shame because Jamaica is 62 years old this year. And in 2021, Jamaica, in 2024, the Jamaican people is crying for water. I see wherein somebody saying to me that some schools in Westmoreland and Hanover, wherever, don't have no water from Thursday. So there was no school on Friday. And the people get up this morning for the Sunday, as what Mr. Williamson is saying, to cook the Sunday dinner. There's no water in the pipe.
Yeah, but you see what happened? Is the people, is the problem a part of the problem? It's not the government alone.
I agree with you.
If you look into it, Jeffrey, Jamaican people, them do not believe into themselves. You know what? Long as they have a politician there and they can get liquor hand to mouth, he can do any rubbish and get away with it. But let me explain this here now, right? Me and you will travel about the world and know a lot of things. If me and you come back to Jamaica to find out the problem and what to be done, they don't listen to us.
No, man. Hello. They will say, "Nah, friend and crown is going to kill me and you because we are comrades. And we mash up them party.
Yes.
And we bring down brand Jamaica."
Yeah. But if you ask Jamaica this, let me explain to you. You see, when you will elect a person into our community to represent us, we put them on the stand and question the two of them, what them have to offer in the community. So they do it in England, right? It's just like a competition. When if it's street party, them have a conference, like a meeting, like you have a little meeting in the community, and then question you what you going to do in the community. And if you say you're going to build a school, and the people then vote for you, in 2.5 years, if you don't build that school in that school, they take out a petition and move you. And that's need to be happening in Jamaica.
Let me say something to you, sir. There is a lot of laws in our constitution. But if our people will just get up and get a copy of our constitution and come together, get a JP in your community, let the JP read it to you, have community meetings. Jamaicans have power to put up and take down, you know, sir. But we're not doing it. Because we don't have a copy of the Constitution. We do not know what the Constitutions have. We do not know what the Constitution entail for us to do certain things. So all we do is to listen to what the naysayers have to say, or we go to a program and listen to the gossip of who dealt with who in a parliament, from who not dealt with who in a parliament. You see? Meanwhile, hold on for me, sir. Meanwhile, the problem that we face in the country is going down the drain. We still face the problem. Those who want to do it, who want to do it, who, we still have the problem. Them are right because them have water, them can yam. They can yam steak and this and that.
Listen to me. I agree with you 100%. You know, people into Jamaica have to rely on rain to fall on and all stuff to get to drinking water. And you already continue wood and water.
Wood
and water.
Wood, no water. Lag wood, no water.
But, Jeffrey, as I said to you, if you have the rainfall in England, all of those water will come off from my old stuff. It's challenge to adapt. Not no waste. You see the hard
not
water.
In Jamaica, sir. Not in Jamaica, sir. Where you go? When the rain falls, you go in a Master God Caribbean Sea.
This is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. It doesn't make sense them come and then moan to you on the program. They're not doing nothing. They're supposed to get up off of their lazy backside and try to do something about it.
And the Jamaican,
you can't sit down.
And the Jamaican,
you can't sit down.
Go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, man, they can't sit down.
Listen what I'm saying to you. What I'm simply saying, you cannot show no solidarity for them. You know what? They created the environment. They have to feel the bullet first before you can help them. You understand?
How long the Jamaican people gonna have fear on their back and do nothing about it?
But you see what happening, I'm just being very right. If you look at the young people there, They are not in near your age group that which have respect to each other. And when you have a society split with some unruling people, it's hard to be controlled. And that's where Jamaica is. You know that. Right? That you know that if a man beg you something and you not give him, the first thing he say, you're supposed to be dead. The culture into Jamaica need to go back to school. And the schooling is the most important. If a nation does not educate it, you always find themselves going down. Right? What I mean educated? And I mean people just go to a local university and get a little degree and don't have nothing to put back to society. You know? That's where the problem what we have. You know? You get it? We have people of skill cannot get no work. We have people educated and cannot get no work and get a call center job. You get me? Like the McDonald's, like the food store job. That cannot improve the young people life in Jamaica. So we have a bad problem with the government, and we have a bad problem with these young generation. Right? We have two mixes that which we have to deal with.
Yes, yes. So true.
Right? You cannot get these young people them for long as the government can give them a little money and then can buy a little jobs like them boom and then rum and drink. They don't listen to me. Go back to education. Do you remember when man did open education in the country? All the country was uplifting. Everybody want us. Just look into that. Everybody want us. Right? Nowadays, now you know when you used to go, your parents say, if you don't have an education, have a kid, don't it? Right? Remember, we have a lot of center to open in Jamaica. We can learn trade, mechanic, company used to take in our semi-skill, make a girl go pocket money.
You know see what they're going now? You know see me play the video with Ian saying that down at Westmoreland, them bulldozer down the cultural center down there. I want in a building, they build prison. And when you see a country start build more prisons for its people, the moral fabric of the nation gone. Jamaicans wake up.
Listen, prison does not solve crime and does not solve problem inside of our country. And we can tell that in England, prison does not solve problem. Right? You have to have a thing what you are. Let me be very honest with you now.
Yes.
If Jamaica
you have a couple more minutes leave because I gotta go. I gotta wrap up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. If Jamaica bring in like national service and start to discipline the kids them from school days and start to add them to education, something to do to help the country, we will find a better Jamaica. I'm telling you, it has to start from the young generation. It can't start from the old generation. That's the whole people in them ways and then now come back.
True.
It's the young generation you have to focus on now to get the country to move forward again. And anyway, nice talking to you. I will up your time to other listener is there. Never want to have a talk with you, right?
All right, sir.
We have to focus on the young generation. Yes.
So true.
Have a good night. Yes.
Thank you. Have a good
sure.
night. Bye-bye. Wow. Like good discussion here. This good discussion on the program here. It is now 13 minutes after 4 o'clock. 13 after 3 o'clock in Jamaica. We're listening and watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to call back Mr. Williams for him to just give his closing remarks. But if you want to call in and say something, the numbers are 954-529-8030. If not, we're going to go off air for today. Remember the numbers are 954-529-8030. That's the numbers to call into the program. Let me see if we can get Mr. Williamson and have him give his final remarks before we go off air. Your final comment before we go off air. hopefully he can give his final comment before we go off air, because the people of our country need water, and we must get water, no matter what it is. If you can't provide basic cares for your people, then it don't make no sense to govern a country. It makes absolutely no sense to govern a country. We're going to close out with these two videos, one by the Prime Minister of Jamaica and one by the Minister of Water. Listen to the Prime Minister about giving water to the Negrill people.
The people of Negrill who are having a really difficult time, that plans are in place for Negrill to put in new pipelines, new plants.
This is the start of the 300-meter where the NWA will be fixing the road all the way back to West End. And this is where we will start our first leg of pipeline rehabilitation, where we have a 6 inches AC pipe. This will impact the entire West End in terms of increasing flow.
Hello, welcome to the Mek WI Talk program. Good afternoon.
Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
I am here looking and living, man.
That make 2 of us, sir. You're good doer.
Hanging in there, calling to my good friend, the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins.
Perkins there, hanging by a thread, but anytime he bust, he just bust. Boy, me tired of it. Me not lie. Me tired of it.
I heard my good friend talk show host Robin Jerry Small, Bongo Jerry, said on this program, and one of his program also, he said that one day the dam must burst.
Yes. And we are going to flood out. We are going to flood out. But as you're talking about the dam, the Mona Dam and the
Hermitage Dam.
One upside
the Hermitage Dam.
Great House. The Hermitage Dam, right. For years and years after years, people are saying, clean out the dam, take out some of the silt out of it where it can hold more water than dirt, because more dirt over the years more dirt accumulating at it. Take out some and then find a sort of excuse.
But caller. Taking out the dirt is one is good. What they should have done is build a water reservoir in the 3 counties, Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. Jamaica has 3 counties. Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. Build some more dams, no man. Over there, they haven't done
that. Exactly. Ah, boy. Definitely not know. Anyway, you have to go. You come more. I'm tired.
All right. All the best. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man. Cool.
This is where we're going to say so long from here for another afternoon. But I want to play a video before I go. I want you all to know that we don't have any water in your pipes. And I'm not saying I shouldn't build some jails and some police stations, you know. But if you don't have water in the pipes now, so you build all of these buildings, you're still not gonna have no more water in the pipe. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a serious problem. I want you to listen to this before we go.
I'm at the Westmoreland Landisle Cultural Center in the parish of Westmoreland. I grew up as a boy going to this facility, and every cultural event used to happen at the Landisle Cultural Center. Everybody in Westmoreland, from Negrill, Landisle, right across the length and breadth of Westmoreland, traveled to the Landisle Cultural Center. The Landisle Cultural Center is now being replaced by a prison. The Landisle Cultural Center, where all the cultural activity takes place in the parish of Westmoreland, is now replaced by a prison. 5 miles up the road in Frome, the sports facility is being now used to house soldiers and army personnel. The sports facility in Frome. Also in Frome, we're building one of the largest prisons also to house criminals. And no further down the road in Little London, the Little London area, There's also a new police station that is being built. So there's 3 prisons that is being built in the parish of Westmoreland. One here at the Cultural Center, one in Frome, and one in Little London, for a couple of reasons. This facility could have been used to build a community training center, a training center for every young people in Westmoreland, the Landila Cultural Center. It could have been used to house students. There's a lot of things we could have used it for, but it could have been used for a training center for young people. Yet, we're building a prison here, we're building one in Frome, and we're building one in Little London. At the same time, while you go to the Savlamar Hospital, it is filled with garbage, number 1. Number 2 is, if you go to the hospital, you might not get a bed when you go there, but you'll get a chair or you go sit down on a...
Now tell me something now. Look at this garbage collection here. Huh? Is it that Mr. Mackenzie don't have any garbage truck in the parish of Westmoreland to pick up all of these garbage?
bench until you die. So the criminals are getting 3 first world buildings in the parish of Westmoreland. We can't get a good hospital. People are still in tents in Westmoreland at the hospital waiting to be served on that tent. This is not Westmoreland. This is not the Westmoreland I grew up. And I just want the Westmoreland people understanding. I just want to understand where we are going. For the cultural center to be knocked down and put in a prison here now, it's an indictment on all of us in this parish of Westmoreland. Frome up the road, first world prison being built. Little London down the road, first world prison being built. So we are building 3 first world prisons. No youth training center. And we don't have a good hospital. The hospital needs to be refurbished, rebuilt, and also what is going on in Westmoreland here is a travesty. And I'll put it as far as saying it's a miscarriage of justice for the people of Westmoreland. You can't tell me that we can only build prisons in Westmoreland while the youth go suffering. And from a healthcare standpoint, we don't have a good hospital. But I'll end by saying to the people of Westmoreland, time come, 1 more year, time come.
Wow. Mr. Hales is saying time come 1 more year. Well, let us see if and when the Prime Minister of Jamaica decide to call an election and the People's National Party go in. Let us see if they're going to make some effort to solve our health sector crisis in this country and our water crisis. My fellow Jamaicans from all walks of life, we must stand up and speak out. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Mek WI Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. There's a fake YouTube channel out there. I don't own that YouTube channel. For some unknown reason, somebody decided to give it name Mek WI Talk. I don't know why. So what you need to do is when you go into YouTube, you just type in Mek WI Talk Jeffrey Tavares LLC. It will come up. You like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. That's Mek WI Talk Jeffrey Tavares. I want you all to know that I appreciate you all for coming on. Thank you all for coming on. Remember that this Saturday, we'll be coming to you live from Washington, D.C., where Jamaicans and Friends of Jamaica will be holding a protest holding a protest calling for the end of corruption, nepotism, and cronyism, the end of water shortages in Jamaica, that the time has come for Jamaica to have water in their pipes. As Jamaicans from all walks of life will be having a peaceful protest in front of the Jamaican embassy in Washington, D.C. And of course, the Mek WI Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel will be there live from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. It's from 8 a.m. Jamaica time until 11 p.m. Jamaica time, 11 a.m. Jamaica time. Well, no, sorry, oh Lord, what am I saying? From 8 a.m. Jamaica time until 3 p.m. Jamaica time. That's 9 a.m. US time to 4 p.m. US time. That's 9 a.m. US time to 4 p.m. US time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And wherever you are from around the world, thank you all very much for coming on. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great afternoon, everyone. See you all next time. God bless you.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek we talk, my people, Mek we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek we talk, people, Mek we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek we talk.